Welcome back to the High Road Brewery, guys, where I have brewed a NEIPA, and not just any NEIPA, but one that has been checked by Overtone. Amazing. Anyway, check out the footage and we'll talk about it after. Right, bye. I never had any alibi. No recollection of that crazy night. I threw my heart into a wishing well, hoping I'd stop myself. Still hear you breaking over mountaintops. Some kind of mystery that no one solves except us. Now when my teeth fall out, I'm never only dreaming, and on the joke I get. I always knew that this would never end. I got all your side effects, like when my skeleton is crying out for relief, like when my bloodstream's flowing backwards, running up your sleeves, like when your image stains my mind until my conscience bleeds. And still it's all I want, and still it's all I want, and still it's all I want. There it is. The Overtone absolute beast monster of a NEIPA. I've called it the Sanders Heisenberg because it's based on the whole kind of white wheat that I use. Walter White, Heisenberg, you know, got to come up with some mad names somehow. It's a NEIPA, and it's a big NEIPA, and it's a 6.5% super monster. Look at that, look at that. It's a super NEIPA. Now, hops wise, Brew 1, Citra and Azacca, and it's all been done in a Timmy Jenkins amounts. Let's say the hop additions are pretty epic. Now, the base I went for was Golden Promise Bohemian Pilsner malt as a mix, so 4 kilos of Golden Promise, 1.5 kilos of Bohemian Pilsner, and then 800 grams of white wheat, and then 50 grams of honey malt. Now, I originally put the original recipe that I pulled together for this, I had flaked wheat as well with 500 grams, and I put 300 grams of melanoid in, and I had 100 grams of honey malt, and I posted it on the Overtone Brewery's one of their posts, and they, any tweaks, suggested tweaks, and they were like, yep, go for one of the wheats, don't have both. So I skipped the flaked wheat and just went bigger on the white wheat. Instead of 500 grams, upped it to 800. And then he says half your honey malt addition as well, so it's down at 50. And I'll tell you what, it is very, very, very good. And it's crazy actually how much it reminds me of an Overtone beer as such. Now, Aroma. Aroma's not actually as big smack in the face as I was expecting. It's very gently carbed. It's kind of like got a citrus, bubblegum, pineapple aroma, but it's not smack in the face as much as I would have liked, to be fair. Maybe with a slightly higher carbonation it would, but then I want that super creamy sort of mouthfeel. So yeah, it's still, I mean, it's still strong, but it's not as like fills the room when you pour it. But anyway, let's go on. Oh, Oh, it's like silky sex is the best way to describe it. Oh, wow. Oh, it's so smooth. There's like almost zero bitterness, but loads and loads of juiciness, like packed juiciness, and it's so silky on the mouth. It's actually ridiculous how silky this is. It's definitely got that sort of thing. One of Timmy's beers that I got through, it's got that sort of orange juice citrus, and that's got to be the Citra hops in the Whirlpool. I didn't talk about the amounts. They are big. So the amounts for the Whirlpool, basically the only hops that went in was Brew 1 and Citra in the Whirlpool, and it was 100 grams each, so we're talking 200 grams of hops in the Whirlpool. Like, wow, big. No boil additions at all. And then for the dry hop, I went 100 grams of Azacca, 125 grams of Brew 1, because it was a 225 gram pack from Cross Maloof. I got it from them, so I just used the whole lot. And then I had 30 grams of my last of my Citra batch left, so I've got no Citra hops left, so it all went into this. So yeah, and it was, well, I got an original gravity. I think the problem was my mash tun was so full. My mash tun's a bit tight, I think, on space, so it was quite, I did take a big efficiency drop. So I only got 1060. I think I was wanting 1073 to be fair. But yeah, I was trying to get a 7.3% beer, and what ended up happening was I got a 6.5 because final gravity was aiming for 1018, but then it was 1010, basically 1010 5. So the hydrometer can give you a kind of half in between. So that worked out at 6.5% beer, which I'll tell you what is plenty. But yeah, by the way, I'm not complaining at this one. Tried to mash at 68 degrees, which I believe, yep, 68 degree mash. And I was running out of space in my mash tun for water, so I think it initially asked me to put in, was it 16.7 litres, and I could only fit 15 really. So I think that's when my efficiency drop really came at the start. And then I made up the rest on my sparge. Other thing is my refractometer's now broken. It's not working, so when you put the liquid on it, it just was coming up blank. I would have then seen earlier on that I maybe had a bit of issues, because it should have been 1060 pre-boil. Didn't record that. Yeast nutrient went in at the 15 minutes of the boil, and my water additions was really kind of calcium chloride heavy, so I'd put 10.37 grams of calcium chloride, but 1.79 grams of Epsom salts, and 0.27 grams of gypsum. Probably not even bother with that, but yeah, it all went in. So that created that kind of super soft water profile that you get with an NEIPA. And then really the dry hop that went in, I've got the yeast brink at the bottom, so I'm able to bubble CO2 up through that and blow off any O2 when I'm pouring in the hops. I can clear out the headspace with that, and pretty much oxygen free beer, which is really what you're needing for a NEIPA. And yeah, it's super duper creamy, really happy. Oh, it is a real citrus kind of pineapple thing. Yeah, I kind of, yeah, was that a bubblegum I said? Aye, on the nose. Yeah, so it's nice. Cracking beer, must say. And the guys at Overtone did me a turn with not putting melanoid in and different types of wheat and stuff, because it's just the body, that actual base is excellent. Like, it is so silky. And yeah, I suppose the only other thing you could do is it melanoidin? No, what's it called? Oh. Maltodextrin. So I've got this maltodextrin that I've got. I have used it in the past. I'm not sure if it's actually adding a bit of flavour that I don't like with the maltodextrin. All the beers that I've kind of done with it, it's given it some sort of weird twang. So I've kind of went off using it, and I rather just go big with the white wheat to get that kind of silky mouthfeel. And then when you're going for such a high ABV beer anyway, it kind of carries that through. It's not super duper thick, like you can feel it's super heavy, like Timmy's beer, but it is like really, really, really good body. And the water additions as well, with that kind of chloride heavy, definitely gives it that super creaminess. So the base of this is excellent, and will be the base probably for future NEIPAs when I do them. Again, I'll do occasionals, like the ones I've all done before in the past have been kind of lower ABV NEIPAs as such. Session NEIPAs, or a kind of 5.6 or whatever, so just like the kind of entry onto what you would call an IPA type. So yeah, the other ones have kind of been pale ale NEIPAs, I would say. But yeah, oh, what a beer. Proper juice. Proper juice. Yeah, I've sent a few of these out to some of the guys. I think Big Banana, Richard and Jamie Cannon. So yeah, I've sent a few of these out, so maybe get some reports. They'll probably come back purple, but I'm hoping not, because I've not used any oats in these, and oats is normally quite a big killer of NEIPAs. So yeah, go white wheat. That's my tip. Oh, really, really good. And that 50 grams of honey malt, it's that kind of sweetness sort of thing. It's nice. So yeah, love it. Really happy. So yeah, if you liked the video, hit like, and if you want more awesome brewing content, then subscribe. But yeah, it's super happy with this, and yeah, I'll catch you around. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye. Bloodstream's flowing backwards, running up your sleeves like